This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
Police identify suspect in Kirakira clash. Fix law and order issues and provide jobs for young people. And 25,000 kina raised in Pinktober charity run. Good evening. You're watching National EMTV News. I'm Rocky Iso. Thank you for joining us. We begin with an update on the Kirakira incident, and police has identified and arrested the suspect involved in the sexual harassment of a female from Kirakira village in the Moresby South electorate. The incident happened on Monday, the 24th of October, inside the Sabama market, resulting in Kirakira villagers blocking off the main road that leads into Sabama. It is understood that the Kirakira villagers have prepared a petition to be handed over to Moresby South MP Justin Chachenko.
It was reported that the incident resulted in a fight between the villagers there and the drunkard and his associates after the female reported the matter to her family.
Around in Salo, I'm the South Mangia, I'm Pakistan blogger, I'm Tatim Gelia. I'm Susu blogger, no ask blogger now, and problem come up. I'm going to Papa and Mama blogging and Uncle blogging. Tamola Totoklo rights blogelia or public place here, and more fighting Modesla, Uncle blogging and Papa blogging now, and I feel more and problem come up Western market and closing and cluster.
According to reports, the fight spilled over to Tuesday morning, resulting in traffic congestion and commotion, causing havoc to the traveling public. EMTV visited Sabama today and noticed that the market is still closed. Badili Police Station Commander Obed Jerry said today via phone that a meeting will be organized soon for community leaders and village councillors to meet with police and relevant authorities to air their grievances and come up with an amicable solution so the Sabama market can be reopened. Inspector Jerry added that the concerned villagers at Kirakira are preparing a petition to be given to Moresby South MP Justin Chachenko by this weekend. Moreover, he confirmed that the suspect has been arrested and is now at the Police Criminal Investigations Division at the Baroko Police Station, awaiting formal charges to be laid. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
The Governor for East Sepik Province and the Council Member for the PNG National Research Institute, Alan Bird, said there are two critical things that need to be prioritised right now in PNG, and they are to fix the law and order issues and provide job opportunities for young people in the country. He made this statement during the 33rd Economic Policy Analysis course graduation at the PNG NRI yesterday.
Governor Alan Bird said around 40,000 young people are leaving school every year and they need to create around 40,000 job opportunities per annum. Unfortunately, this is not happening and they have to find a solution to that.
Even then, the issue of jobs was coming up. I think that was 2014, 2015. This is now 2022, going 2023, and we've still seen very little intervention in this area. 40,000 a year, if you go back and multiply it by the last 10 years, that's already 400,000 people, young people, sitting there in the queue with no work. That's a time bomb. And so we've got to fix that. When I say we, I mean those of you who write the policy papers, or at least inform the policy that comes to us, and those of us that make the policy decisions. If we don't, and we're already seeing some of the symptoms, if you like, There's fighting everywhere.
Governor Baird also believes that just a degree is not enough. They need skills that go with it to serve the country for positive changes to take place. He encouraged the graduates to continuously improve and not just improving in big things, but to pay attention to details to make a difference in the outcome.
How appetizing you can be as an employee or as a manager or whatever it is you become in life, your attractiveness as an individual depends on how many skills you add to yourself. I see when Papua New Guineans do what you are doing now, that you are submitting yourself to a process of continuous improvement. And that can only be good for you, but it'll also be good for the country, because mibla planti Papua New Guinea, mibla setting, mibla sabalogra something, you know? And so we tend to jump the queue. You may harap, you may like move, you go now. It's only when you become the boss that all your weaknesses are exposed.
Governor Baird concluded that there is a gap between policy and implementation. Therefore, he wants to help build the PNG National Research Institute so that more people are trained on basic skills in terms of policy analysis and policy advice. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
To some good news, and the Pinktober charity run today raised more than 25,000 kina towards the Friends of Pomjan Cancer Foundation. The charity run was co-hosted by the French ambassador and the Active City Development Program of the National Capital District.
More than 500 participants from different organizations, Governor of NCD Powes Parkop, City Manager Ravu Frank, representative of Pomjan Hospital, the ambassadors of the United States, the Republic of Korea, and the European Union delegation all took part in the run that started off in the morning. City Manager Ravu Frank said cancer in all forms is a disease that is really crippling the nation, and many have fallen a victim to it. Mr. Frank said awareness and improving cancer services with appropriate facilities are two important areas that have to be looked at, and the Pinktober event is a way forward.
Proceeds from this event will go towards improving cancer treatment at the Port Moresby General Hospital. This is truly an indication of the attention we all are committing to preventing cancer, and I applaud you all for the efforts. Surely together we can address our situation with cancer.
Representing Port Moresby General Hospital, Dr. Sonny Kibob said statistics has shown that more than 1,000 cases of cancer is recorded each year, with breast cancer topping the list. Dr. Kibob said for a cancer patient traveling overseas to get treatment is costly. He said Pomjan is grateful for this donation from the Active City Development Program and sponsors to contribute towards the Cancer Foundation. French Ambassador to PNG, Guillaume Lemoyne, said cancer is an issue that needs to be addressed here in PNG. He said in France, Pinktober raise funds for the research on cancer, and said he hopes it will be the case here in Papua New Guinea.
France and the embassy is happy to be here alongside the people of Papua New Guinea, and reiterate his commitment, his will to organize more events like this one.
Cynthia Maku, National EMTV News.
The Mangroves Provincial Division of Works and Highways is continuing to assist its contractors with technical supervision to ensure all road upgrades, maintenance and construction in the province is delivered on time. Mangroves Provincial Works and Highways Manager Samson Apai confirmed this. There are 8 major road projects being managed simultaneously, and roadworks are progressing well at this time.
The 8 roads are the Kamkumu and Bad Philemon roads in Ley, Buang Beck Road, and the Bulolo National Highway, the Fisika Road in Finchafen, Meniamia to Kaintiba Link, the Ley to Nadzab 4-lane road, Sim to Bapi Road in Wawaria, and the Siasi Island roads. Apai said the Kamkumu Road has gone past the completion period of 12 months due to the weather, contractor capacity, and payment delays. The 10 million Kinabat Philemon Road is being upgraded to city standards, including necessary steel reinforcement and complementary road furniture. Apai said the Bulolo National Highway Conditioning Project is funded by the Australian government under the Transport Sector Support Program and is being managed under a long-term maintenance contract. Mr. Apai said the Ley to Finchafen Road now has 48 kilometers more to go before Ley is connected to Gagidu Station. The Menyamia to Kaintiba road link under the Connect PNG program is expected to be completed by the end of next year. The Sim to Bapi Road has 3 kilometers to go. However, now that the road is under the new Wow Warrior District, Mr. Rapai said it will be the prerogative of the Wow Warrior District Development Authority to decide whether or not to fund this road link to have it completed. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. A bank CEO enjoys his last family fun day with staff, and police clamp down on illegal vendors. Those stories and more after the break. You're watching National EMTV News. We continue with more national stories, and BSP had its annual Family Fun Day today at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby. Today's Fun Day is no ordinary, as this was the last Fun Day for BSP's Chief Executive Officer, Robin Fleming.
Staff, family members and friends of Bank South Pacific turned up in numbers to attend the annual BSP Family Fun Day at the Sir John Guy Stadium. BSP's General Manager for People and Culture, Hari Rabura, said it is an annual event to bring together the family and friends of the 4,000 plus staff of BSP.
The aim of the event is just to get families together, to say thank you to our families basically for supporting their spouses or their kids to come and work.
Chief Executive Officer for BSP, Robin Fleming, took part in the Boss Challenge race where he ran 5 laps together with participants. Mr. Fleming said it was an emotional day for him, as this is his last fun day with BSP.
It's a really great event to get everyone together, for me to say goodbye to collective, and I'm going to have lots of farewells over the next 2 months, but to say thank you for everyone that's contributed to my 42 years with BSP.
Fleming said coming to Papua New Guinea was the best thing that has happened to him and thanked Papua New Guinea for making it a memorable one for him.
So many great friends, 4,000 friends all around the BSP staff, and so many customers, and it's not the bigger customers, it's the smaller customers that say to me that you help me with a personal loan, help me with a housing loan, because they're the real life-changing events. So I really just want to say thank you to everyone in PNG for making my life here so memorable and so enjoyable.
Robin Fleming was working and living in PNG for 35 years and 42 years working with BSP. He was appointed CEO in April 2013 and held this position until this year. Mr. Fleming was made a companion of the Star of Melanesia in 2015 by the PNG government for service to banking and the community. Cynthia Maku, National EMTV News.
Street vending in the heart of Mount Hagen City has been banned. Police is out on the streets ensuring informal markets within city limits are controlled.
The famous Pope's Oval, commonly known as Animal Market, is now deserted. It used to be a hub for street vendors, informal markets, petty criminals and other illegal activities. Following recent announcements by local MP William Duma and Governor Y. Rapa that they wanted improved law and order, police have stepped up against street sales. Police and security personnel have been given directions to deal with lawbreakers. Other informal markets around the city are also subjected to surveillance. It is understood that coffee shops and other taka shops near the Mount Hagen City Traffic Police Station have been demolished by authorities. According to authorities, there will be no more markets at Pope's Oval. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
Papua New Guinea is no exception to the fact that our shorelines are disappearing as the sea levels rise, and without having mangroves to act as natural buffer zones, coastal areas continue to experience coastal erosions. There is a need to advocate on the importance of mangroves and the role it plays mainly in coastal areas.
Majority of the coastal communities in Papua New Guinea depend on mangroves for their livelihoods. Mangrove trees are seen to be a source of fuel for cooking as well as used for building their homes, and this practice has been going on for generations. However, mangrove forests are diminishing at a very rapid pace. According to the Climate Change and Development Authority Adaptation Manager, Mr. Iki Peter, one challenge they face is communicating the importance of mangroves and its rehabilitation to the people.
There are some challenges that we face when we try to communicate and try to do awareness on the importance of preserving mangrove, because it's conservation versus development.
He said currently Papua New Guinea does not have policies in place when it comes to mangroves. He reiterated that mangroves are the cheapest yet reliable mechanism we have to counter the rise in sea levels and coastal erosions.
At this moment, no specific agency is responsible for mangrove, because 5 different agencies have got interest in mangrove. For climate change, our interest is on climate change related to mangrove related to climate change. For forestry, it's about forestry. And for SIPA, their interest is in conservation. And then for fisheries, it's on ecosystem approach to fisheries management.
A local Pari villager in the Central Province pointed out that being on ground and witnessing the impacts of climate change, especially in terms of rising sea levels, more need to be done at the community level, and that includes awareness to the people on the importance of mangroves.
Climate change or the climate effect is real. The impact now we are experiencing is real. I mean, more climate pledges, more climate issues and talks being made, but coming to the ground where people to come and assist the community, it's not. So my appeal to the national government or whoever, any stakeholders who are interested in assisting the Pari communities by conserving the environment or the mangrove itself, please, we need your assistance.
Florence John Duo, National EMTV News.
At least 9 students from the School of Business and Public Policy at the University of Papua New Guinea will take part in the Air New Guinea internship program. This initiative is the first of its kind from the country's leading airline service provider.
Air New Guinea has for the first time accepted third-year accounting students to participate in their internship program at their head office in Port Moresby recently. The students are attached with Air New Guinea's finance department and will be there for the next 4 months as part of the requirement to complete their degree program. The executive dean of the School of Business and Public Policy, Professor Lakshmi Pillai, said that this is the start of a long relationship between Air New Guinea and UPNG, and that both institutions will benefit from this relationship. He thanked the Air New Guinea management for accepting the 9 students for their internship. Air New Guinea Finance Controller Frederick Tongogo said it is also an opportunity for Air New Guinea's finance department to have extra hands on board to clear any backlogs and also help to prepare their end-of-year audit. He added that it is exciting to provide internships for UPNG accounting students for the benefit of the country and improve local talent. He assured the university that Air New Guinea will be happy to help students in the future through such initiatives. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. Welcome back to National EMTV News. We continue with the local story. The Bank of Papua New Guinea has reported that the feed-through of the high level of global inflation to domestic prices has resulted in affecting many businesses and individuals by the increase in cost of businesses and increased cost of living at the end of the June quarter of this year. Despite the trying economic times, one entertainment business has been coming up with creative ways at an affordable budget to cater for families around NCD and providing a venue to relax and capture and memorialize lifetime events. The circus came to town today with spine-chilling costumes and Halloween mayhem as children dressed up in their Halloween costumes, celebrating Halloween 2 days early for patrons and visitors of the Pentagon Entertainment venue. For Shellyan Pius, today's event was the perfect opportunity for her to host her daughter Valerina's birthday.
Wow, the place itself was so magnificent, it's so good. And it just complements the day. I don't need to pay a lot. I just came in with my birthday cake.
As the children trickled in with their costumes from witches to ghouls in anticipation for the one and only PNG circus, they were treated to incredible acrobatic performances, including juggling. The man who makes these sort of innovative entertainment possible is South Korean businessman and owner for Pentagon Entertainment, Eric Park, and it's all about creative entertainment, including providing an environment for families to capture and remember special occasions.
Now we are starting, but we are doing a lot of events for the family, although every people in Papua New Guinea, although our people, so we can enjoy here. So many in every month, I try to make all the events and make happy so we can enjoy all the people come our Pentagon Entertainment.
The Pentagon opened only a few months ago, and Mr. Park revealed that despite the economic times, he has gained a lot of customers, especially family patronage.
I'm very happy because I'm doing for Pentagon. Because of this, I'm very happy to all the family, kids, and others, and all the mommy and daddy, and come enjoy something like this and swimming pool.
This is only one of the many imaginative events hosted today by Mr. Park and his team. With Christmas just around the corner, the South Korean will be elevating entertainment for families to another level. And moving to overseas news, and the first group of Australian women and their children held in Syrian detention camps have arrived back in Australia.
They've landed in Sydney this morning. Now, this group of 17 people, 4 women and their 13 children, were taken from the Syrian internally displaced persons camp on Thursday afternoon. We understand they had to walk about 30 kilometres across the Iraqi border, and then they boarded a plane to start that journey back to Australia. Now, these women and their children are the family members of Islamic State fighters. Many of the women say that they were forced or tricked into going to Syria by their family members, and they have been in these camps since Islamic State fell in Syria in 2019 in squalid conditions that the United Nations earlier this year said were akin to torture. So there are still about 40 other Australian women and their children in the camps, but the 17 that have come home today were assessed by Australian authorities as the most vulnerable.
To news in Australia now, and as floodwater moves further northwest in New South Wales, communities are preparing to be isolated.
Mungandai on the Queensland border is preparing to be cut off by floodwater for up to 3 weeks. The town has a population of around 700. The SES says a levee is likely to keep the town from flooding, but access will be limited.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Rugby League World Cup, and after a 48-10 victory by the New Zealand Kiwis over Ireland this morning to begin round 3 of the Rugby League World Cup, the Kiwis now are on top spot in Pool C. Ireland launched the opening score before the Kiwis struck back to claim the final victory. With this victory, the Kiwis are the first to enter the quarterfinals and are most likely to face Fiji. The Kiwis have seeded 3 straight wins in Pool C throughout the Rugby League World Cup tournament. The Oceania 15s Championships, which has been put on hold due to COVID-19, the competition will commence next Wednesday at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium. PNG is in Tier 3 and will face Vanuatu in their opening fixture. This was the brief given by PNG Rugby Football Union CEO, Sailosi Druma.
The annual Oceania 15s Championships will resume competitions this year after it was temporarily put on hold as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. PNG Rugby Football Union CEO Sailosi Druma gave the highlights of the championships.
The last time we hosted was in 2019, but because of COVID and issues around the election, we couldn't host anything until the border opens, and now we're hosting it again.
Mr. Druma also shared a brief on the Puk Puk squad as they prepare to take Vanuatu next Wednesday at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium.
It's a very young team. We're fortunate that the selectors were able to put together this young team because it'll work better for us next year when we prepare for World Cup qualifiers. They have been in camp ever since, so we're looking forward them playing in this tournament just to see our young talent coming through.
The final Puk Puk's 30-man squad was formed after the National Provincial Championships, which was staged 2 weeks ago at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium. In the Oceania 15s Championships, there are a total of 3 tiers, and PNG is in the 3rd tier. This was also emphasized by PNG RFU CEO Mr. Druma.
It's a tournament for Tier 3 countries in the region. In previous years, we've had the teams from Niue, Cook Islands, American Samoa. But because of COVID, a lot of countries have financial issues to turn up this time around. But we are fortunate to have Solomon Islands and Vanuatu who are confirmed to participate in the tournament, which is going to be on the 2nd.
Meanwhile, after the Oceania 15s Championships is contested, the winner will secure a spot to compete in the World Cup qualifiers, which will begin next year. In concluding, Mr. Druma is calling out to the general public to come along to the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium next Wednesday to support our National Rugby Union men's squad, the PNG Puk Puks, as they take on Vanuatu in the opening fixture. Lisa Puni, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break with more sports stories. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. We continue with a local sports story, and the Port Moresby Soccer Association will head into its knockouts during this weekend after successfully completing regular rounds of competition. PMSA Office of the General Secretary presented a brief update yesterday at the Bicini Diamonds Soccer Oval.
Despite interruptions from the 2022 national general elections, the Port Moresby Soccer Association was successful in completing its regular round robins. An estimate of 1,560 players have participated in this year's tournament from 78 clubs. This is by far the largest tournament ever recorded in the Port Moresby Soccer Association. This weekend, the association will head into its knockouts, which will see 6 divisions vie to secure a spot in the Grand Finals playoff for the season. PMSA General Secretary George Bukoya gave a highlight of the association's competitions thus far.
For us here at Port Moresby Soccer Association, we are going into our finals this weekend.
after successfully completing our round-robin matches. Despite new interruptions by the 2022 national elections, the interim committee of the Port Moresby Soccer Association, Secretariat Blomipla, PMSA, has had to work tirelessly to complete this season. And I'm very grateful that we have come to the end of the season and are now entering into our knockouts.
Mr. Bukoya also gave a highlight of the knockout, which will commence this weekend.
Our first division and our premier are very competitive. In fact, this weekend, the premiers will play their final round, okay, while the other divisions going to the knockouts. And even at that, with that final round, the wins and the losses during the final round will actually determine the top 4 and where they're placed to go into the knockouts. And in the qualification finals, we have Bismarck, who will play Leylam to find out who takes the first spot in the grand finals. In the second division, City Strikers have taken the minor premier crown with 52 points, followed by Vesu Beai. This is a team from Upper Rigo. They've done very well.
Meanwhile, the knockout playoff will determine the top 4 clubs who will compete in the finals. Munkos FC is currently on the top, followed by Blue Kumuls FC, Momasa FC and Keleuna FC in the Premier Division. The 2021 premiers, the FC Genesis, are on the 5th spot. Lisa Puni, Chukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Morning Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Morning Plus, with you always.
And taking a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region mostly fine, Port Moresby, Popondetta fine. In the Momasa region, Ley mostly fine and Vanimo cloudy and showers. In the New Guinea Island region, Lorengau showers and thunderstorms and Buka cloudy and showers. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen partly cloudy and Warburg showers and thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Morning Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 29th of October 2022. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.